Hello, this is Gihan Pereira. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me ask you a question. Are your goals too small? I was speaking with the CEO of an organization recently. They've engaged me, this CEO has engaged me to work with her leadership team and some other leaders to run my Disruption by Design program for them, for leaders within the organization. And the goal of this program is to get people thinking about how we can disrupt ourselves. In other words, innovate within our organization before something outside comes along and disrupts us. And this organization works in a sector that's been through a lot of disruption recently. And this CEO said that to me. She said, we've been through a lot of disruption, first from COVID, but within our sector, there's been a lot of other disruptive forces as well. And so we seem to be jumping from crisis to crisis to crisis. And as a result of that, one of the things that's happened with our leaders is they tend to make their goals too small and their plans too short, because they think there's no point making big goals and setting big plans because something's going to come along and disrupt us before we achieve those goals. And it's a real trap that many leaders fall into, especially in times of lots of change and lots of uncertainty, as we're going through now and as we've been through for the last few years. And this CEO said to me, in this program, I want people to come out of it with big goals, with big projects that they want to achieve, and goals that are almost too difficult. Not impossible, but things that they might think are a little bit out of their reach. And if you come up with those projects, then that's where we want the organization to go, because we want people to think big and not be constrained by the environment that we're in now and what they think they can achieve. And I love this kind of thinking. It's the whole idea behind looking at return on investment and breaking it down into two parts. So when you think about return on investment, there are two parts. First of all, there's investment, which is the work that you put into to achieve the goal, and then there's a return, which are the benefits and the outcomes of that goal. And you always have to strike the balance between them. And unfortunately, a trap that many leaders fall into, especially in change and uncertainty, is to focus too much on the investment, which is how we're going to get it done, and without enough thinking about the benefits and the outcome, which is the return. So obviously you always need to balance both of them, but sometimes if you can create a compelling return, then you're willing to make more of an investment. And that's what I'm going to do with these leaders of this organization. So the return is about the outcome, the investment is about the process, the return is about the why, the investment is about the how. So always put the why first. So how can you do that? Let me give you 3 questions that you can ask in your team and with your leaders. The first one is, how is this going to make our customers' lives better? In other words, what's the outcome? What's the benefit for the world if we take on this project and we succeed with it? The second question you can ask is look internally and say, how is this going to be good for our team? So individuals within the team on this project may be able to achieve one of their personal goals as a result of going through this project. As a team, it may be useful to you to take on a challenging goal and prove that you can achieve it. There may be some personal development and professional development, continuous learning that people are going to get by doing this project. And the third question, just as important as the other two, is what's in it for me? So for you as a leader who's going to lead this project, what are the benefits for you or for taking on this worthwhile, challenging, almost impossible to achieve goal and achieving it? So those are just 3 of the questions that you can ask when you're looking at the why before the how. There are others, and if you'd like to know more about that, download my worksheet, Why Before How, which gives you some questions that you can do a team exercise when you're looking at a challenging goal that you're working towards for your team to consider these questions to help focus on that return, on the why, and then the investment, the how becomes much easier. I hope you find it useful. I'll see you in the future.